What's up, guys? Welcome back to Young SK TV. It's your boy, Young SK. Today, we're talking about a cultural phenomenon that completely changed the Afrobeat scene in Toronto and across the greater Toronto area: day parties. From patios in Scarborough to rooftop lounges downtown, day parties created a whole new way to experience Afrobeats. They weren't just about nightlife anymore. They were about lifestyle, community, and celebrating culture in the daylight. So how did this shift happen? How did Afrobeats move from basement parties and late night clubs into sunny afternoons filled with music, fashion, and food? Let's dive in and explore the rise of Afrobeats day parties in the GTA. To understand day parties, you have to rewind to the late 2000s and early 2010s. At first, Afrobeats in Toronto was mostly nighttime business: house parties, campus events, and late night clubs. But as the scene grew, promoters and DJs started experimenting with something different. Students and young professionals were looking for safe, fun spaces to vibe during the day. Places where you could dress up, enjoy the sunshine, and still feel connected to the culture. The first Afrobeats day parties in Scarborough and North York were small, intimate gatherings. Think backyards, patios, and community centers where DJs like Magic Flows and Havil would set up sound systems and spin Afrobeats tracks while people mingled, ate, and danced. The vibe was different. Instead of ending at 3 a.m., these parties started in the afternoon and everyone went home before midnight. It was Afrobeats, but with a fresh twist. As word spread, day parties started growing bigger and more polished. Promoters realized there was something powerful about Afrobeats in the daytime. The music hit differently when you felt the sun on your face, when people showed up in vibrant African prints, sunglasses, and summer outfits. People like DJ Mendoza were part of that shift, experimenting with outdoor venues and making day parties feel like cultural festivals. Instead of just dancing, people were networking, taking pictures, and creating memories that lived online through Instagram and Snapchat. This was also when food became a big part of the experience. Jollof rice, suya, grilled meats, the smell of African food mixing with Afrobeat music created an atmosphere that felt like Lagos or Accra, but in the middle of Toronto. It was no longer just a party. It was an all-day celebration of African culture. By the mid-2010s, Afrobeats day parties weren't just a trend. They were a staple in the GTA. Scarborough, with its strong African and Caribbean communities, became a hotspot. Rooftop lounges in downtown Toronto started booking Afrobeats DJs for Saturday and Sunday afternoons. Even Mississauga and Brampton jumped in, hosting their own versions of Afro-inspired brunches and day events. And everywhere you looked, familiar names were leading the charge. AJ Styles wasn't just a nightlife king. He was also curating day party experiences that people still talk about today. Magic Flows, Havil, Damija, Mendoza, each DJ put their own stamp on it, making every weekend feel unique. The growth of social media amplified it all. Pictures of packed patios, videos of dance circles, and clips of DJs dropping the latest Afrobeats hits went viral, pulling even more people into the scene. Suddenly, Afrobeats day parties weren't just for the African community. They attracted Caribbeans, Canadians, and anyone who loved good vibes. The rise of day parties changed Toronto's Afrobeats culture in a huge way. First, it made the scene more inclusive. Not everyone wants to be out until 3 a.m., but a 2 p.m. to 9 p.m. party that felt accessible to a wider range of people. Second, it gave Afrobeats a lifestyle identity. It wasn't just music you heard in the club. It was part of your brunch, your summer Sundays, your entire social calendar. Third, day parties bridge generations. Parents who may not hit a nightclub could show up at a daytime event. Younger crowds could come out and vibe safely. It created an environment where the culture wasn't locked into nightlife. It spilled into everyday life. And finally, day parties put Toronto on the global Afrobeats map. Just like Lagos, London, and New York, Toronto became known for its vibrant daytime scene. The city wasn't just copying, it was innovating and exporting its own flavor of Afrobeats culture. Fast forward to today, and Afrobeats day parties are everywhere. From boat cruises to rooftop brunches downtown, Toronto's summers are defined by these events. DJs are curating themed experiences. Promoters are collaborating with fashion and food brands. And day parties are selling out just as quickly as nightclubs. And with Afrobeats' global rise, Toronto is now attracting international attention. Artists and promoters from Lagos and London see Toronto not just as a stop for concerts, but as a place where Afrobeats culture thrives in unique ways. The future looks even brighter. We are seeing fusion events that mix Afrobeats with Amapiano, soca, and dancehall, plus collaborations with Canadian artists who are shaping a new sound. The foundation built by York University students, Scarborough house parties, and early DJs has now blossomed into a full-blown cultural movement. What started as small backyard gatherings grew into massive cultural experiences that define Toronto summers. These parties represent more than music. They are about food, fashion, friendship, and community. Shout out to the DJs, the promoters, and the students who built this culture. AJ Styles, Magic Flows, Havil, Damija, Mendoza, and so many others. Without their passion and consistency, Afrobeats day parties wouldn't be what they are today. If you've ever been to one, you know the energy is unmatched. Drop a comment below with your favorite Afrobeats day party memory in Toronto, and let's keep the conversation going. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and stick around because we've got even more stories about Toronto's Afrobeats culture coming your way. See you in the next one.